Welcome to part 3 of my predictions for the 2018 NASCAR Monster Energy Cup Series season. Now, depending on the situation, this video may or may not be going up on its usual Wednesday, or it might be coming up on Thursday. I'm not sure at this point. If you will, bear with me and the way my voice sounds, as this current sickness has me feeling like James Ellsworth after facing Braun Strowman, defeated and depleted. Pardon the wrestling reference, I guess I'm just a little bit excited about the Royal Rumble coming up this Sunday. When I last left off, Toyota, specifically Martin Truex Jr. and Kyle Busch, were coming to life again. Now the question is, what is next for the season? There's currently 8 drivers locked into the playoffs for 2018. Let's find out who will join them in part 3. Race number 13, the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte Motor Speedway. I am really excited for this race, as it will be a very fun Memorial Day vacation weekend for me, with plans to visit the NASCAR Hall of Fame and watch my first race at Charlotte Motor Speedway on that Sunday. In last year's running of this race, Austin Dillon was able to put the historic number 3 car back in victory lane when he went the distance on fuel mileage, and like this race, a lot of races in the past have come down to fuel mileage as well in the Coke 600. I mean, with having to run an additional 100 miles on average, I'd expect calculations to be off too. In 2016 though, Martin Truex Jr. led, and then he led some more until they said, "Stop, you won." So, Charlotte's races can always be very interesting. So who do I expect to win here in 2018? Well, honestly, I really in the back of my mind believe that Martin Truex Jr. is going to dominate a lot of this race. However, I think that in the end it's going to come down to somebody making a bold call in the pits, and this race will come down to fuel mileage. And I think it could be a first time winner too. While Martin has seemed particularly dominant in 2017 at Charlotte, the Toyotas of Furniture Row and Joe Gibbs, all 6 of them, finished in the top 11, with 4 being in the top 5 during last year's running of the Coke 600. Therefore, it's safe to say they may all be up towards the front at Charlotte in 2018. I believe that if they play the fuel game right, Daniel Suarez could be in the right place to get his first win at Charlotte in the Coke 600. Therefore, I'm going to go on a bold whim here and say that Daniel Suarez is going to win the Coca-Cola 600 next year. Race number 14, the Pocono 400 at Pocono Raceway. Since 2010, no driver has seemed particularly dominant at Pocono, aside from Dale Jr. in 2014 when he swept both races at Pocono. In fact, in back-to-back races, 2 drivers got their first career Cup Series wins, being Chris Buescher because of rain in 2016, and the other Ryan Blaney, who managed to outrace Kevin Harvick for his first career victory last year. Because of the Wood brothers' victory here in 2017, it would not surprise me if Paul Menard did run very well here in the 21 car in 2018. However, in the end, I kind of believe that Ryan Blaney can win here once again, this time being in the number 12 for Roger Penske. So, there we go. Ryan Blaney will win at Pocono again in 2018. Race number 15. FIREKEEPERS Casino 400 at Michigan International Raceway. We are back in the wonderful Irish Hills of Michigan for the first of 2 races this year. And well, my prediction, it's Kyle Larson. Well, of course it's going to be him. Why would you not pick Larson here now? He has won the last 3 races here. Of course I would pick him. Although I know streaks are meant to be broken, I just don't see it here now. Kyle Larson will win 4 in a row at Michigan. Moving on. Race number 16, the Toyota SAVEMART 350 at Sonoma Raceway. I'd like to start this part by saying first, my heart goes out to everyone affected by the terrible fires in the area around Sonoma Road Course, and I encourage many fans to go to this race this year to help stimulate the local economy in that area. Many people often believe NASCAR is nothing but left turns. Well, not always. Sonoma is the first road course race of the season, and to win here, it's important to be patient and learn consistency. Know when and where to hit your braking points, and when to accelerate and control your throttle. Do this all correctly, and you will win big in wine country. Road courses offer a chance to see new and different winners, and my pick is rather good at road courses. He did very well here in the beginning of this race last year, and he has 1 victory on him at Watkins Glen. My prediction is AJ Allmendinger to win at Sonoma. AJ Allmendinger is a safe bet to go with at road course races and super speedways, I guess, but more particularly at road courses. As long as AJ doesn't do something to get himself in trouble, I could easily see him winning at Sonoma. Race number 17, the Cup Series race at Chicagoland Speedway. In the past few years, Chicagoland has been the first race to start the playoffs, but in 2018 it will return to its original date in the middle of the summer. One of my personal favorites from the summer races at Chicagoland was when David Rudiman won back in 2010, and in fairly convincing style too. It wasn't like he just somehow had me up there. He actually looked really good in that race. The last 2 years, Martin Truex Jr. has won at Chicagoland, and to me, it's honestly hard to imagine anybody else winning here next year. Martin Truex Jr. gets win number 4 for the year at Chicagoland next year. Race number 18, the Coke Zero 400 at Daytona International Speedway. Or should I now call it the Coke Zero Sugar 400, because apparently that's different and totally not Coke Zero. We've come back to where the season started and we've reached the halfway mark, and we now have 11 drivers locked into playoffs and 5 spots still open. So, who can survive Daytona this time? Well, I'll tell you who, and it's a first time winner. I predict Bubba Wallace to work Daytona in his favor and get his first win and bring Richard Petty's famous number 43 back to victory lane at Daytona. I can't think of a better feel-good moment than this, and I personally do hope that I'm right and this can somehow happen. I would love to see Bubba Wallace not only just get a win period, but also bring that number 43 back to a place that was made famous by Richard Petty. And that does it for part 3 of this predictions. What do you think so far? Leave a comment down below, give this video a like, and hit that subscribe button for more content like this. The run to the playoffs has officially begun.